Let's go to Zimbabwe now, where several people have reportedly been killed and hundreds of others arrested during violent protests yesterday. People took to the streets over fuel price hikes of more than 100%. They barricaded roads, bent tires and set cars alight. Soldiers were deployed to parts of the Zimbabwean capital. Our colleague, eNCA reporter Pindai Dube, is joining us now via Skype from Harare. Good morning, Pindai. Just first up, what's the situation like this morning? Are things calm this morning before we get into the details of what happened yesterday?
Yes, good morning, Dan. We have gone around town this morning. The situation is very calm but tense. Police have been deployed in most parts of the city. There are no commuter or minibus traveling into the city center, but some reports were getting to areas like Mavuku and Epworth, where it all started yesterday. We understand some people are already in the streets. They've started demonstrating and stopping commuters to go to town.
So the protests seemingly will be continuing again today. We are reporting that a number of people are said to have been killed. Can you update us on the casualties? What do you know?
Yes, true, Dan. What we understand, according to the Zimbabwe Doctors for Human Rights, they are saying several people were killed, although there's no official figure from both the government or from the doctors. What we understand, some people were killed and several were arrested. And also there were bodies which were being posted on social media of people who have lost their lives. So we are still waiting to hear from the Zimbabwe police what's the exact number of people who have died. But some sources are saying there are 3, some saying are 5, some saying are 7. So no one has got the exact confirmed figure of the people who have died.
Now, earlier we had heard that the Zimbabwe Congress of Trade Unions had called for a 3-day work stay away. Are these protests that started yesterday and seemingly about to continue today part of what this Trade Union Congress was calling for?
Yes, very true. The Zimbabwe Congress of Trade Union and also Pastor Evan Mawarire of this flag, they said the protests will continue today and tomorrow, and they said it should be peaceful. So we are likely to see more protests today, and more shops might be closed today. And because yesterday evening, most people had to walk home, and in the afternoon, after the shops which had opened in the morning had closed in the afternoon. So more likely we are going to see more shops closed today.
Now, the authorities, are they saying anything at all? We understand, of course, that President Emmerson Mnangagwa is overseas. He was in Russia, and he might be attending the World Economic Forum meeting in Davos in Switzerland soon.
Yes, the Minister of Security, Owen Muda-Ncube, issued a statement last night saying, blaming the main opposition, MDC, and other civic society groups of being behind the protest and blocking of roads. But the protests were called by the labor union, the Zimbabwe Congress of Trade Union. And also the MDC headquarters was attacked last night, according to Jacobo Mafume, who is the spokesperson for MDC. They're also blaming the ruling party, ZANU-PF. They are saying they are trying to provoke them by banning and attacking their headquarters. And also Muda-Ncube says that they have activated all security organs for the government.
Now, Pindai, are these protests confined to the capital, Harare, or are they also taking place in other parts of Zimbabwe?
No, they are taking part mainly in Harare and the Bulawayo, the second city. Because people thronged the streets of Bulawayo yesterday and blocked the roads. There was no transport. So it's mainly Bulawayo and Harare, although we had also in the town of Kadoma. But they are confined to Harare and Bulawayo so far.
Okay, you said earlier there were already demonstrators gathering and driving around. You've seen a strong security presence. Is it only the police who are out and about, or is the Zimbabwean army also present on the streets?
What we saw this morning was mainly police, and mainly police and armed. Some were armed. That's what we saw. For the army, we just hear they were deployed in the dormitory town of Chitungwiza, just outside Harare, but we haven't seen them yet.
Okay, now finally, any news on the price hikes of the fuel price hike? I mean, they've literally gone up 3 times to about 45 rand a litre. Is the government having a change of heart about the fuel price, or are they maintaining that fuel will go up by as much as they've announced recently?
Yeah, according to the state-owned Herald this morning, they are saying that President Emmerson Mnangagwa spoke to journalists while he is in Eastern Europe, in Russia. He said actually the Zimbabwe had the cheapest fuel in the SADC region, and they feel what they did was right, and he maintained that fuel will remain at the same price. And also, a day before yesterday, the ruling ZANU-PF youths had a press conference where they said that Zimbabwe had the cheapest fuel, and people from outside, foreigners, were hoarding and reselling in their country, and they feel it's justified to have the fuel increases, and they warned business people against increasing the prices. They said the prices were already high, and they feel the latest fuel increase should not affect business.
Well, that's very interesting comments. I mean, at 45 rand a litre for fuel, I think here in South Africa it's about 14 rand or so a litre. But we'll have to watch and see the developments there today as protesters seemingly are about to continue. Thank you very much, Pindai Dube, our correspondent in Harare.